Hey, I'm not a poet or anything like that, and I wrote a quick poem really quickly, and it's actually not even finished. I just wrote it, and I just wanted to say, kind of give my condolences to everybody of 9/11 and families. So I wrote a little poem, and it's not finished, so forgive me. And I never do poetry. I'm not really into poetry, which is funny. But anyway, I can appreciate it. I can listen to some of it, and I've gotten a greater. But this is not poetry. This is just something I wrote. Okay, and I wrote it in the last 5 minutes. So you know how much I miss you, New York City. You are my Emerald City in the land of Oz, the land of dreams come true. 7 years later, you are still the compass in my heart. Every time I look up, I knew where to go. Goodbye to all the loves and all the lives. Goodbye to all the party nights. Like Biggie and Tupac, two brothers who once stood side by side, fell together. Like Biggie and Tupac, you came and went to heaven. You still stand strong, not in the sky, but in my heart on 9/11. To all the families touched by the tragedy, God bless you, peace be with you, and may He continue to carry you to another day. I just had a thought. When I worked around the corner, and I said I was supposed to go through the tunnel under the World Trade Center, the train, and around the same time that it happened, but I quit a job a week ago, and a week before I told Dad about it. I quit the job at JNR because I complained that there's this guy, and we were working behind a counter, and every time he walked by me, he would touch, slide against me or touch, or I would feel something cross my butt, right? And I complained again to the manager. And other people said that they had the same problem, and because of that, I quit. They wouldn't do anything about it. I complained, and I just quit. I was just so, it just annoyed me. I'm like, why is this dude got to, and really, one guy told me that it was happening, and he said it always happens when you're doing really good in sales. So he probably did it just to distract me. He probably wasn't really homosexual or gay or anything. Anyway, he could have been, though. I don't care. I just don't like to be touched. I'm already homophobic. I mean, I don't even like to bend over when I drop the soap. I could be in the bathroom by myself, and I'm like, the soap gotta stay there. I'm just joking. I don't know why I thought about that. But anyway, I thought about it's kind of heartbreaking and bittersweet at the same time, because at the same time, I remember it breaks my heart because I remember being in the in that thing down there, and I would go through there, and I would, you get used to going there. I had a client I had to teach up there one time, and then I had and Philip Morris actually sponsored some dinners up there. I had dinners up there, and there was a girl that liked me there, and I would go to the dinners, and the meals were great. It was phenomenal. And then we danced up there. There was like windows of the world up there, and we had a beautiful time. And you could actually, it was like really the windows of the world. You could look out and see everything, everything. It was amazing. And the glass went right to the floor, so it was like you felt like your height would mess with you. Fear of heights would mess with me. And the one heartbreaking situation. I was walking down the street, and it was sometime after the situation. And I was on 86th Street. I was in a beautiful area, and it was a beautiful day. And they had all the plants down the center. You know how the streets are divided. and it was like dusk. The sun was getting real warm, but it was really starting to turn dark, and it was just beautiful. And then all of a sudden, everybody on that entire street, on that entire road, it was like 86. It was like an up street going down. I can remember where it is. It was like up from Radio Shack on down from 86th Street. And it was like 86th Street and then the street coming up. So I don't remember. I know it was on the west side of town, I believe. And the whole street, just like everybody, it just got real quiet. And everybody lit a candle. And it was silent. And it was, New York is a very, very loud commotion, place. And for everybody to just stop. I mean, the cars stopped. They turned off the cars, everything. And it was just absolutely quiet. Absolutely quiet. And I just remember how much all of it meant. It was a lot that was there. And even, 14th Street and Union, we colored, I colored on one of the strips. Like the artists would come and they'd have rolls of paper and you would write your name or write something on there and, or paint. And we would just, we hung out at that Union Square Park so many times, Starbucks was there. I had a business around the corner at one point. On 900 Broadway, just around the corner, there was that theater that was right there. I really lived in a community, the Manhattan, the heart of Manhattan, because I had the businesses and the studios down there, and I would stay in my studios whenever I got a chance. But it was just totally amazing. It was totally amazing. And, like I have videos and I show it, and people, one of the girls that I have in the video, she said, a woman just got up and said, my daughter wasn't there that day. It was so funny. A year ahead of time, like I wanted to buy my family-owned properties, right? And so I came back a year later because I had just left Philip Morris, and I knew I was going to study character animation a year before I left. And so I knew I had actually paid my landlord like 4 months rent, and I was gonna go 6 months, and I thought I could learn all that stuff within 6 months, and that was completely wrong. And it took almost 6 years. But but I learned it myself, so I saved myself about $40,000. But or maybe more. But I was planning on coming back here and living here, and my parents, I was gonna buy a house, but they didn't want to sell them at the time. They weren't into that, and but I thought about everybody who called me, like all my family members had called me, like, and I had just woke up, and so funny because even before it happened, there was this like a dark storm. I think it was me and my girlfriend Coco at the time. We ran into the building because we knew, it was like a super storm happening. It was horrible. You kind of live with those. But God bless everybody. And